Okay, just do it. Just do it. Just say it. Just talk about it. Just do it. Just say it. Just talk about the impossible. Hi, I'm Karen, and in this video, I'd like to take the time to tell you about the Path of Love. Now, the Path of Love is a 7-day spiritual retreat that up until about 3 weeks ago, I had no idea existed. I had been feeling for a while in my life like there had to be something more. I felt pretty stuck where I was, stuck in habits, stuck in the day-to-day, stuck in showing up and teaching, and not really feeling like I was moving forward. And then came the Path of Love. For me, took place in Loveland, Colorado, although they are hosted all around the world. And I am 4 days out of the retreat. And I can say without hesitation, and I'm not getting paid to say this, I'm not getting compensated in any way, I can say without hesitation that this retreat changed my life. That's a super big statement. I'm not saying it lightly. This retreat changed my life. And I'm really happy to talk about it with you because I feel like if it was able to do this for me, then what could it do for you? So I'm going to speak very generally and also specifically because I don't want to give anything away if you choose to go on this retreat. And I don't want my ideas and perceptions of what happened to color yours. So let's just paint the picture for a bit of who I was when I showed up the first day of the retreat. I was nervous, excited. I was very in my head and thinking, what's this all going to be about? Is it going to be strange? Am I going to be asked to do some interesting, different things that I've never done before in my life? And the answer to that was yes. Yes, I would be asked to do things that I've never done before, like say how I really feel about situations and express the deepest parts of myself that I had kept carefully hidden because we think that what we keep hidden will allow us to remain safe. I'm feeling a bit nervous to share my experience because I know it's going to expose me. And I had apparently no problem exposing myself on this retreat, as the people that I experienced the retreat with will know. But when it comes to telling you about it, you, who I may know in real life and I may just know over a computer, it's scary because all over again, I am going to share with you some of my greatest insecurities, the things that propelled me forward to this retreat in the first place, the things that I didn't want to tell anybody else because I was afraid of how they would perceive me. So for a while in my yoga business, I have been showing up and teaching in-person classes, workshops, and trainings, but I have become very absent from my online website. I used to write every single week for about 2 years, and about, 2 years ago or a year ago, I stopped. I stopped because I could say that I was getting married and I bought a new house and I was rediscovering myself in my career as a yoga teacher and a writer. But really, the root and the truth behind all of that is I was scared. My inner critic became so strong over the years that the very thing I was teaching and wanted so much for myself and other people became the very thing that was still elusive. That feeling of being good enough, being whole, not having to try hard, of just being yourself and being fully accepted and seen and loved for yourself. So when I would teach yoga classes, I often had this voice in my head that, oh, you messed that up. Why did you say that? I would forget poses sometimes on different sides and just chalk it up to that's me, make a fool out of myself in class, as if that could hide the shame of doing it. And when I wrote, I would dissect my words line by line, never feel like what I was writing was original or good, profound, just never seemed to come out right. And then especially when I recorded videos. When you put yourself out there in this way and you see yourself talking and moving, that inner critic, boy, was she strong. I critiqued how I looked, my hair, my face, my body, and I got discouraged pretty quick, and I couldn't keep making those videos, even though I really wanted to. And so, with that mentality, I showed up at the retreat, feeling like there must be more than this. Every day was a struggle with myself and my work, and feeling like I had lost my passion for it, feeling like I had lost my connection to you and to sharing with you the depths of my heart. And so over the course of the 7 days, we turned in our phones, we observed silence, we also talked a lot, we did a lot of activities that got us into those emotions. For every one of us, it was different. But for me, with my stuckness, with my perfectionism, with my inner judgment and the critic that kept coming up and stopping me from sharing my light, from sharing my work in the world, that was the big issue. Then I realized over the course of the retreat that I was living a half-life, that I wasn't embodying what I was teaching, that I yearned for it, that I wanted to embody it, but for whatever reason, I was stuck behind a mask of not starting, of playing it safe, of not being seen. I was very critical to myself. I was very critical to my husband. And all of that is to say that I was very disconnected from love, very disconnected from the divine, from the spark that I believe is in all of us and is in myself. And yet, with all of this burden and all of these barriers, I came to a breakthrough, a moment with myself on this retreat where I realized the thing that I needed to realize most: self-acceptance. And so I sit in front of this camera, loving myself for the first time in my whole adult life. And this feeling is so beautiful and it's so expansive in my heart. And I remarked to the facilitator in that moment that my heart felt as spacious like the night sky. And I'm a little scared now because that feeling is starting to go away. Because it takes continual work to stay open-hearted, to stay wholehearted. And we're not always going to feel like we're on that spiritual high. We're not always going to come out of these retreats and maintain that open, loving, giving feeling. And yet, at the same time, I know that my life will never be the same. It will never go back to where I was before, for years and years, stuck in my head, not living in my heart. And for a long time, it felt like an understudy was living my life. And nobody wants to see the understudy, let's be real. Like, no offense to understudies, but we all want in our life to see the real actor or actress. We all want to see the beautiful performance, the person who embodies the role perfectly, and no one else can embody that role except your true self, your true spirit. And so finally, that understudy, the critic, she's gone. She's gone for now. She might come back and I might have to fight to keep her away, and I will. But right now, here I am. And that's what this retreat did for me. This retreat brought me back to myself in surprising ways, unexpected ways, delightful ways. And also, I had to face a lot of darkness, a lot of self-doubt, a lot of tears. But I learned that tears are just prayers to God. And so if you are feeling stuck, if you are feeling hopeless, if you are feeling like there is no way you will ever be fully in love with yourself, I invite you to try the path of love. I never thought it was possible for me. But with that reservation, I don't even know you. I might know you actually, but probably I don't know you. But I can honestly say that I love you. Because this feeling is not up here anymore. It's in here. So thank you for listening. I honor your light. Namaste.